Hey everyone, welcome to the last lesson of this unit, and we're gonna talk about like real world problems or how do we go about solving problems when it comes to surface area, and volume of composite shapes or shapes that are made from different more simple shapes. So we're going to solving a real world geometry problem can be difficult, but we're going to go through an example. I'll give you some tips and tricks and a step-by-step strategy kind of to help you along. Let's look at the problem and I'll go through like my strategy and how I go about it, and I'll try and give you some tips as we go. Reed made a wooden bowl of a uniform thickness that is in the shape of a hemisphere. I'm going to highlight that hemisphere because it's half of a sphere. So if we need formulas, we're going to need those ones. At the top of the bowl, the outer diameter is 30 centimeters and the inner diameter is 28 centimeters. So let's highlight those as well because that's good to know. A, determine the area, that should be of, I have a typo, of the exposed wood on the outside of the bowl. Determine the area of the bowl on the inside. And we're going to determine the area of the rim. And if we wanted to, we could put that all together and find the entire surface area of the bowl. 1 bottle of finishing oil covers 1,800 inches squared. What percent of a bottle is required to coat all the surfaces of the bowl? So we're going to add them all together there. And then the last two questions, what volume of food can fit inside the bowl? And how much volume does the entire bowl take up? So the one thing to note, this is a bowl, which is half of a sphere. So I went online and I looked up the formula for a sphere. So the volume for a sphere is 4/3 pi r cubed. And then the surface area, just to note it, is 4 pi r squared. So that's around the entire outside. So because we're doing a half a sphere, we're going to whatever our answers are, we're going to divide by half. So you can do that in the formula or we can do that at the end. I'm probably just going to do that at the very end. So let's start by A. We're going to determine the area of the wood on the outside of the bowl. So that just means we're going to use our surface area formula, but we're going to divide it in half at the end. So 4 pi r squared. Now, because we're doing the outside of the bowl, r is 30. Oh, sorry, d is 30, which means that r, in this case, is 15. So if they give you the diameter, make sure you divide it by 2 so that you have the radius. And then it's simply becoming 4 pi 15 squared. So we'll multiply that all out. I get 2008.26, but that's for a whole sphere, and because we only have half a sphere, we'll divide that by 2. So easy peasy there. Let's do B. They want the inside of the bowl. So again, same formula. We're going to do the exact same thing. But in this case, R was 28, or D was 28. So R is going to be half of that, which is 14. 14 squared pi times 14 squared. So I get 2,461.76 centimeters squared. So I didn't do that one on this, but it's centimeters squared. Oh, we're gonna, don't forget to half that because it's halved. So 1230.88. So we have the outside and the inside. And the last thing you're going to do is find the rim of it. Now this is where you might want to draw a picture if they haven't given you a picture, because how do we do that? We have, it looks like this. Now the difference, the inside is 30 and the outside is 30 diameters, the inside is 28. So what you're going to have to do is find the area of the whole thing and subtract the area of the inside part. So if we go back to the area of a circle, we remember it's pi r squared. So I'm going to do the outside. Which was 15 radius. And then we'll do the inside, which was a radius of 14. So this one is 706.5 centimeters squared, and this other one is 615 centimeters squared, and we're just going to subtract because that will give us just this part, this outside part, which is what we really want. So when we do that, I get 91.06 centimeters squared. So if you want to, you can, sometimes I like to put little boxes around what I actually need. These are the surface area of the outside, the inside, and that rim. So that kind of gives you the whole thing. So if I wanted to find the total surface area, we're just going to add them up. So we got 1230.88, that's the one I can see, plus 91.06 plus 1413 1230. So when we add it all up, we get 2730, approximately 2735 centimeters squared. Okay, 1 bottle of finishing oil covers squared. Now that's inches squared. So what you should do for that, and I should have done this first, is changed all our measurements into inches first before I did it in centimeters, but that's okay. You should be able to do a conversion. Google is kind of nice about that. So I'm just going to convert it using Google. Just change it to inches. And if you use Google, it gives you 423.93 inches squared. So because that is less than the bottle, all you're going to do is take that if you want to find the percent. So this is D, the percentage. we'll just take that 423.93 and divide by 1800 and then multiply by 100. So which gives us about 23, approximately 24% of the bottle, which is not bad. What volume of food can you fit inside the bowl? So in this case, okay, so last thing we're going to do is find the volume of the inside of the bowl and then the volume of the outside of the bowl. So the inside, remember we're only doing half a sphere, so we're going to divide the answer by 2 at the end. So 4/3 pi r is our radius cubed, and our radius for this was 14. So when we calculate it, you should get 11,488 centimeters cubed, but that's the full sphere, so divide by 2. And we get 5,744 centimeters cubed. So that's the inside of the bowl. The outside, we're just going to do the same thing, except in this case our radius is now 15 because it's that bigger bowl. So 4 divided by 3 times pi times 15 cubed. And we'll divide that by 2. And we get 7,065 centimeters cubed. So that's kind of how you're going to go through these examples. If there's not a picture, draw a picture. If the answer is going to look for something in, like in this case, they wanted inches squared, but they give you centimeters squared, convert that and convert it first before you do it in the middle. Just go through everything step by step and kind of keep track of what you've already calculated so that if you need it later, you can use it. There's practice questions in the lesson, and I will post the answers. See y'all later. Bye.